Let me be real with you for a moment. A lot of women don't realize this. It's not the message itself that's the problem. It's the energy behind it. Because in relationships, it's not only about saying the right words. It's about becoming the kind of woman whose presence speaks for itself. Not loud, not desperate, not overdone, just felt, deeply, from the moment you step into a room. Like a song that plays once and stays stuck in his soul for weeks. Before we dive in, I need something from you. If you've ever watched one of my videos and felt like I was talking directly to you, like I wasn't just giving tips but pouring my whole soul into this, hit the like button and subscribe. I don't do this halfway, and I need your energy in return. I want this message to reach the woman who has forgotten her power. And I can't do that without you, so if you're with me, stay with me. Now let's get real. Have you ever watched a candle burn in a room full of light? It barely stands out. But let that same candle flicker in the dark, and suddenly it becomes the center of the room. That's your energy. When you stop trying to explain yourself, chase after connection, or beg to be seen, and instead speak the right truth at the right time, you stop being the girlfriend who's always seeking reassurance and become the woman who leaves an impression that lingers. You start being the woman who leaves cycling reassurance and become the woman who leaves an impression that lingers. I've worked with women in all kinds of relationships, whether they're just dating or married, and they always ask me the same question: how do I keep the spark alive? How do I make him feel me even when I'm not speaking? And I give them the same answer every time. It's not about what you say, it's about how you say it. A powerful woman doesn't just communicate, she makes him lean in. She makes him wonder what she's thinking. She makes him feel like he's the lucky one every single day. It's not magic, and it's not manipulation, it's presence. And in this video I'm going to show you how to shift from "I miss you" to something so much more impactful, something that touches his heart in a way that lights him up and pulls him closer, without you even trying. Before we go deeper, I want you to write this in the comments right now. I am the presence he never forgets. Say it, feel it, own it. That's your energy. Now let's ignite your magnetism and set this room on fire. Let's get to work. First, stop talking like his girlfriend and start speaking like his emotional equal. If you treat yourself like a placeholder, don't be surprised when he forgets to hold you. Let's be honest, most women don't even realize it, but they're texting like a girlfriend instead of communicating like a force. You feel something and you type it out. Long message, heart emoji, maybe even a couple of hearts. You hit send, and then what? You wait. Your heart races as you think, did I say too much? Was I too needy? Should I have waited? And here's the truth. He might not even respond with half the emotion you sent. Not because he doesn't care, but because the energy you're putting out isn't challenging him to step up as a man. Let me paint a picture for you. Imagine a queen standing in her garden. She doesn't yell. She doesn't explain herself. She doesn't beg. She speaks, and the whole room listens. That's the kind of energy that makes a man respect you, crave you, and protect the connection. Now, I get it. You love him, you miss him, and you want him to feel what you feel. But let me ask you something real. Do you want to be the woman he replies to, or the one he replays in his mind while lying in bed at night? Here's the shift. You don't say, "I miss you so much. I've been thinking about you all day. I feel so sad," when you're not here. No. You simply say, "You crossed my mind earlier and it felt good," and then you let that sit. No follow-up, no over-explaining, just enough to spark something in him that makes him want to reach for you, because that line doesn't ask for validation. It radiates certainty. It doesn't chase him down, it invites him in. You're no longer just the girlfriend, you're his emotional equal. A woman like that doesn't just get attention, she gets devotion. And baby, that's just the beginning. What I'm about to share with you next will make him stop mid-sentence, put his phone down, and start wondering how he got so lucky to have you. So, stay with me, we're just getting started. Next, men don't respond to neediness, they react to feminine poise. Desperation speaks, power whispers. Let me ask you something, my friend. Have you ever sent a message, just a sweet little "I miss you," and immediately regretted it? Not because it was wrong, but because deep down you felt like it didn't land the way you hoped it would. You reread it 5 times, checked if he'd seen it, waited for those dots to appear, and suddenly you're stuck in your head. Did I come on too strong? Did I lower my value? Is he pulling back because I gave too much? I know the fear behind those questions. You don't want to be too much, but you also don't want to feel invisible. You want him to feel your heart, but you don't want him to carry the weight of your need. You want to be vulnerable but not seem weak, and that's where so many women get stuck. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Men don't respond to emotional pressure. They respond to emotional presence. Not the kind that floods him with over-explained feelings, but the kind that shows up still, grounded and unbothered. A woman who knows how she feels and doesn't need a reaction to validate it. It's like this. Imagine you're standing by a fire. If you throw yourself at it wildly, you risk burning yourself and smothering the flame. But if you approach with calm, steady warmth, that fire grows stronger, safer and deeper. That's feminine poise. It's not loud, it's not in your face, but it's unforgettable. When you say, "I miss you," from a place of emotional hunger, it actually pushes him away. But say it from a place of stillness, and now you're creating a moment. You're not demanding closeness, you're inviting it. Say something like, "I won't say too much, but I miss how you smell." That line, right there, it's not needy, it's sensual, present, alive. It creates an image in his mind, not pressure on his shoulders. And that's the secret sauce. Men don't fall for words. They fall for how you make them feel in the space between the words. Remember this, your calm is louder than your cry. When you speak with softness but stand with certainty, you awaken the protector in him. The part that wants to come closer, lean in and hold you tighter. This isn't about manipulation. It's about learning the emotional language he actually understands. When you get that right, know you don't just become the woman he likes. You become the one he respects, cherishes, and chooses again and again. So the next time you feel that pull to reach out, take a moment, pause, and breathe. Ask yourself, am I sending this to feel seen? Or am I standing in my own power and allowing him to feel me? Because your energy speaks before your message even reaches him. And trust me, we're only scratching the surface. What's coming next? It will change everything. You'll learn how to make him emotionally hooked on the way you move. Stick with me. Number 3, create emotional echoes, not emotional clutter. It's not the words that linger, it's the silence they leave behind. Let's be real for a moment. When we want to feel close, when we miss him, when we're unsure, we often overtalk. We overexpress, we overexplain. We start filling the silence, thinking, if I just say more, maybe he'll feel more. But here's the truth that's hard to hear. Real intimacy doesn't live in the noise, it lives in the pause. It's like music. You could have the most beautiful melody, but if you don't give it room to breathe, it turns into chaos. The space between the notes, that's what gives the song depth. That's what makes it resonate. And when it comes to masculine energy, that pause is everything. He doesn't want your long text. He doesn't want a rundown of your feelings. He wants your presence, your energy, your vibe. The moment that hits him, not something that overwhelms him. And let me give you a real life example. You whisper to him, I had a moment today where I just wanted to wrap myself around you. And then you say nothing else. No heart emojis, no I miss you follow-ups. You leave it at that, letting it sink in like a soft bomb, allowing it to speak for itself. Because that's not just communication, it's a sensory trigger. It creates an image in his mind, and that silence after, that's what keeps the image alive. That's the emotional echo. It's subtle, soft, but it lingers in the best possible way. Too many women try to hold on to a man through words, but a high-value woman knows that one whispered line, followed by her presence and silence, is more magnetic than 100 texts filled with longing. And here's the best part. When you master this and allow space, you give him the chance to step into it. You let him rise, reach, and come back, not because he has to, but because he wants to. So next time you're tempted to say more, try saying less. Let your words spark the fire, and your silence be the flame that keeps burning. Women who make noise may get attention, but women who create echoes, they get remembered. Number 4, make him feel wanted, not just loved. Love makes him feel safe, but desire makes him stay hungry. Let me say this loud and clear for the women in the back. There's a huge difference between loving a man and making him feel wanted. I get it. Many women lead with love. They cook, they care, they check in. They send the sweet "I miss you" text. They remind him they're thinking of him. It's warm, it's nurturing, but it lacks the very thing that keeps a man hooked, the feeling that he's still being chosen. Love tells him he's safe with you, but desire tells him he still moves you, he still makes you crave him. He still lights you up. If you want the relationship to stay on fire, not just function, you need both. Think of it like a garden. Love is the water, it nourishes, but desire is the sunlight. Without it, everything starts to droop, even if it's still technically alive. Many women come to me saying, "I don't know what went wrong. I've loved him so much. I've given everything." But they miss one crucial thing. He doesn't just want to be supported. He wants to feel wanted, not as your responsibility, but as your fire. Here's the shift. Next time you want to say, "I miss you," try this instead. "I keep thinking about that thing you did last night, and I'm still smiling." That one line does 3 powerful things. It shows him he made an impact. It lets him know you're still feeling it even after hours or days. And it adds just the right touch of mystery without giving it all away. Now you're not just expressing love, you're sending energy. You're awakening his masculine pride. You're reminding him that you still blush, that he still gets to you. When he feels that, when he feels like he's still the reason behind your smile, your pause, your moment of stillness, he doesn't pull away, he pulls closer. Not out of duty, but out of desire. Men can get love anywhere, but the man who feels wanted by the woman he already has, he treats her like he just met her. He never stops chasing. So don't just be his comfort, be his craving. Number 5, speak sensually without saying anything explicit. Seduction isn't in what you show, it's in what you withhold. Let me share something most women never realize. You don't need to send wild texts, wear lingerie in the middle of the day, or turn every conversation into a flirtation session to keep a man wanting you. You just need to ignite his imagination. Once you enter his mind in that slow, teasing, playful way, you become unforgettable. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, but I don't want to come off too forward. What if he misreads me? What if I lose the mystery? Here's the truth. Sensuality isn't about shock value. It's not about throwing everything at him at once. It's about what you don't say. It's about what you leave unsaid. It's the glance across the table, the soft voice in a quiet room, the sentence that starts a storm but never finishes it. Picture this. You're lying next to him in bed. You lean in slowly, and with the calmest, softest voice, you whisper, "You have no idea what you do to me sometimes, but I'll leave it at that." Then you roll over, just like that. You've sparked a fire without throwing a single log on it. He's left wondering, playing it back in his mind, trying to figure out what you meant and what else you might be thinking. That's emotional sophistication. That's feminine power. And that's what keeps long-term attraction alive. Not because you're being explicit, but because you're being suggestive, subtle, and confident. Men don't fall for loud performances. They fall for the woman who can shift the energy of the room with just a breath, who knows her power so well she doesn't need to raise her voice to make a man weak. She just plants a thought and lets his mind take it from there. The woman who can speak softly and still steal a man's focus, she owns the room and his attention, every time. So next time you want to pull him closer, don't send a paragraph, Don't try too hard, just drop one soft line that leaves him hanging, wanting, imagining. Less is always more when your energy is already that rich. Number 6, feed his masculine pride in a feminine way. Make a man feel like a hero and he'll never want to lose his cape. There's a lesson not many women are taught. Masculine energy doesn't need to be saved, it needs to be acknowledged. A man doesn't want to be your emotional crutch. He doesn't want to feel like he's tiptoeing around your moods, constantly trying to prove himself. What he truly wants is to feel like he's making a difference in your life, that his presence matters, that he's not just loved but valued. Let me be clear though, I'm not suggesting you flatter him just to feed his ego. I'm saying that if you love him, if you're with him, show him the impact of his presence, not from a place of need, but from your feminine core. From that soft, steady, radiant part of you that knows how to inspire without pushing, how to invite without pleading. Picture this moment. He's sitting next to you, maybe not saying much, just relaxing. You lean over, not with drama, not with emotional chaos, but with calm feminine grace. And you say, when I'm around you, my entire system relaxes. You're my exhale. That one line does more than 100 I miss you texts ever could. Now, he doesn't just feel needed, he feels trusted, admired, grounded. You've just told him your energy makes me better. And nothing makes a man rise more than the feeling that he's contributing to your peace, not your stress. Here's the thing. When a man is with a woman who makes him feel like he's winning, he'll go through fire to keep her. Not because she asked, but because being her safe space makes him feel like a man. So stop thinking you need to be overly affectionate or always available to show him love. Try being receptive, grateful, a little softer in your praise but sharper in your presence. That's what he remembers. That's what keeps him coming home, feeling proud to be there. This isn't about playing a role. It's about offering peace in a world that demands so much of him. When you become the place where he can breathe, he doesn't just stay, he protects it. He pours back into it. He grows with you. And in a world full of noise, drama, and disconnection, that kind of love, that kind of emotional nourishment, it's rare. And that makes you unforgettable. Now, number 7, speak like you're already chosen, not like you're hoping to be. The moment you stop waiting to be picked is the moment they realize you were the prize all along. Let's set the record straight. There's a huge difference between speaking like a woman waiting to be loved and speaking like a woman who knows she's already the one. Most women, even in solid relationships, still act like they're trying to hold on to their place. They walk on emotional eggshells. They monitor his tone, wondering, did I say too much? Should I hold back? Does he still feel the same? And that constant self-doubt slowly chips away at her radiance. But here's what I've noticed about women who remain magnetic, even years into a relationship. They don't chase reassurance. They don't beg for affection. They move with the mindset, I know what I bring to the table, and I know he feels it too. Confidence doesn't equal arrogance. It means you understand the value of your presence and carry yourself like a woman who's been chosen, not just once, but continuously. Here's a simple shift that makes a big difference. Instead of saying, I hope this lasts, or I don't know what I'd do without you, try this. I had a moment today where I just felt lucky to have this. That sentence isn't begging, it's not testing, it's grounded, steady, whole. It says, I'm in this and I love what we've built. It shows him you're emotionally mature enough to appreciate love without clinging to it, as though it's about to disappear. When a woman speaks from confidence, not fear, she becomes both a safe space and a challenge. He doesn't feel pressured to prove anything. Instead, he feels inspired to keep rising to meet her. Think of it like this. A queen doesn't ask her king to remind her of the crown on her head. She simply wears it with grace every single day, and he notices, he protects it, he respects it. So if you want to remain unforgettable in your relationship, speak like you've already been chosen. Move with the confidence of a woman who knows her worth, and never let your words sound like you're begging to be seen. When you appreciate the connection without attaching your entire self-worth to it, you give him the rarest gift, a woman who wants him, but doesn't need him to feel whole. And that